Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to bypass HDCP 2.2 or 1.4, which is used to prevent you from recording any sort of anything like Netflix or anything like that. And this is basically a method to bypass that so that you can stream certain games that have this block on it. And how we'll be doing this is with some HDMI output splitters. So that's essentially, say you've got your TV here and you've got your external recorder here. You would plug your PlayStation into this splitter and it will go out towards your television so you can see the display, and then out towards your external recorder so that it's catching the recorded footage, and that's going into your computer. To do this, you'll need your HDMI splitter. What I'd recommend is the OREI 1x2 HDMI splitter 18G. So this is actually a 4K 60 frames per second splitter. It's HDMI 2.0. It's about $80 on Amazon. I'll put it down in the link below. This is probably the cheapest and best method to bypass this HDCP 2.2 block. And I use this for events and stuff like this. This is actually a really terrific splitter and really quite reliable. I haven't found any issues with it. Extremely cheap. Alternatively, this is what I'd recommend if you're streaming. This is called the Vertex. I'll put a link below. It's called the Vertex 2 or Square or something, I don't know, tailored for AV purist. You get this from HD Fury. It is a terrific little device, splitter. What you can do is you can actually output you can actually output 4K and 60 frames onto your TV or your projector or whatever, whilst also going towards your your external recorder. With the external recorder, you can actually dumb it down to 1080 frames per second. 1080p resolution, and to 60 frames per second, whilst getting your 4K and 60 frames per second on your display. This is a very handy tool if you're looking to dumb down your footage for streaming using less bandwidth, and streaming 4Ks. Pretty difficult if you're in Australia especially. Anyway, I'll show you how this is done now. So if you look here, I've got my Blackmagic box down here, and I've also got my surround sound here. This cable, I'm not sure whether you can see it, is going straight into my projector that's on the roof, and the cable under it, which is the input, is going to my surround sound, and then out through there into this converter here, out through here into a switch back there, a SCART switch, and then from there into a PS2 up here. So as you can see, it's actually a pretty intense setup for a projector and a recorder to work with. But the convenience of the splitters is it actually eliminates a lot of handshaking issues that occur with this setup. So it's absolutely terrific if you're going to stream a complex environment like this. At the moment, I actually have my PlayStation 2 going through into a part on the surround sound that isn't HDCP 2.2 protected, but it actually still is having issues displaying, just purely because there's just so much going on with the display. So as you can see here, I'm not sure whether you can see it, but there's the recording here going on, and the projector behind me here isn't projecting at all. It's just nothing. And this is just with the pure HDMI out from the Blackmagic recorder into the projector, then outputting through the projector and then into the surround sound, picking up the signal from that. No, not working well at all. So on my Vertex, you probably can't see it there, but this HDMI 1 port is your downscaling port. So I'm going to chuck my external recorder in there for my streaming. And then I've also got here HDMI TX01, ARC CEC up. I don't really know what that means, but hey, I'm just going to plug it in anyway. That's how I get my 4K HDR 60 frames per second. This will be your TV or your projector. I'll plug that in. And now I'm just going to plug in this, which is my surround sound, which has all my inputs, my HDCP 2.2 and everything else plugged in. And I'm just going to pop that in to HDMI 0. It doesn't matter what you put that into. Sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm also going to plug in my Ethernet lead here so I can connect to my Vertex. You click this button on the side here and it actually comes up with your IP address right at the top here. So I'm just going to go ahead and type this into my computer. So to get into your Vertex 2, you just want to type in that IP address from the top of the display. I don't really know this product very well. All I use it for is basically bypassing HDCP 2.2. Now to bypass HDCP 2.2, you want to go into Config and press Auto. And you will find that once you set all this up, it actually still won't bypass it. This is where you need to go down to here in firmware update, and you want to go choose file, and you want to find a firmware file called Vertex 2-0.42-1097-VT v2 whatever. You can get this from their support, or alternatively you can get it from the link below. This is specifically just for the Vertex 2, and once you upload this, you go send. I've already done it, so I won't do that, and your Vertex will just download it, and then you'll just have to reboot it, and then you'll find that you'll be able to bypass HDCP 2.2. So I have my Xbox displaying here. I'm just going to go into Netflix because this is what's usually blocked with HDCP 2.2, and I'm just going to show you it going in. It's in there. I'm just going to go as my wife, and there we go. We're in Netflix, and I'm just going to show you. See, my internet connection's pretty shocking. Here we go. I'm just going to get out of that and refresh it. More episodes. Let's go to episode 4. There we go. So we're streaming Netflix. Now, I don't actually recommend doing this because it is actually illegal to record this stuff. So don't do that. But use this to stream your games. I do it for my PlayStation 4, so I can actually get 4K and also stream that at the same time. So this is my OREI 4K 60 frames per second splitter. Here, this is my input. It's currently on Netflix on my Xbox, which should be blocked, but this is actually preventing it. That's my projector, and that's my external recorder. So this is the OREI recording at 4K 60 frames per second on both the external recorder here and the 4K projector here. So whilst it looks really good on the preview here, because my hard drive doesn't have a fast enough writing speed, when I'm capturing in 4K, it actually struggles to record the frames, which you can see here on my right. Actually, it'll eventually just cut out. But yeah, this is bypassing it, which is still really cool though, and really handy if you're doing 1080 stuff.